Hey there, welcome, Agents for Life. So glad you're here. Welcome to podcast number 293, where we're going to talk about money. Last week, if you remember, we talked about time. If you missed it, go back and listen. If you're having some of those thoughts, I don't feel like I have enough time. Well, this is the week where you might be feeling some thoughts about, I don't have enough money. So before I jump in, quick report from the field. I had a pretty good week this week in terms of production and growth both. Every once in a while, things just line up, and I have plenty of bad weeks, so this one just happened to be a pretty good one. In terms of ethos, I don't have any specific stories. I'm still running ethos leads. Still doing reviews. So if you've got some clients from your past that you're not reviewing, there's a lot of opportunity there. Couple of referrals. So the leads are coming in from a lot of different sources. Certainly, Ethos is my main one, but still running some mortgage protection. So I have a standing A lead order. I supplement with Ethos. Anyways, I even work older leads. So it's just kind of a mix. And I encourage you to just get out there, get it in front of people, fill up your pipeline, get this thing built. Because once you get it in motion, it's fun when it starts just flowing, and business comes in from a lot of different directions. So I just wanted to share something this week about money because it's the other asset that you have available to you. Just we feel like it's in limited supply, right? And it's interesting when you talk about money, we use the word currency, right? Currency. Well, what else is a current? Current is a flow, right? You're like a river is a current. And it's the same thing. It's interesting why we call money that because it just flows. You become a conduit, right? You make money, it just flows right through and back out the door. And it goes to bills, it goes to your cell phone, provider, it goes to internet, it goes to your mortgage and rent and groceries, all this stuff comes in, flows through, goes out. And a lot of times we don't slow down enough to just check where our money's going. If you do a research and take somebody's minimum wage salary and you times it by 20 years, if they were to work there 30 years, I don't know how long it takes, but a regular career, it turns into million plus dollars. So that's a lot of money someone's going to make over their lifetime, even on a minimum wage. But where is that money going is the question. So, how we manage our money, what we do with it, that's what matters. What we make is certainly important, but it's what we keep, right? So, if you're feeling thoughts or thinking the thoughts of, "Yeah, I'd like to buy leads, but I don't have enough money," right? It's one of your two most valuable and prime assets is time and money. Attention would be another one. Energy would be another one. I could do a podcast on each of those. But time and money are usually the two things that keep agents from succeeding. And while there's some truth to how limited that might be, a lot of it is what we're used to. And it's our habits and it's our way of thinking. So my goal here is to open up last week your thoughts about time, this week your thoughts about money, and seeing where we can find time and money that maybe you didn't think you had. So I understand people are on limited budgets, right? You got your job or you've got some kind of an income, and now I'm supposed to buy leads. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do, right? So starting up number one, the first thing to expect of yourself is starting up any business. There's going to be some costs. That's the risk factor. That's what entrepreneurs put on the line to go in and make their millions or whatever they do, right? They take calculated risk because on the other side of calculated risk is opportunity, and that's where a lot of us shy away because we want to hold on to our money. So the first thing is the mindset. Money is a currency; it's going to flow and it's going to keep coming in. Don't be afraid of investing in your business. In my experience, and from what I've gathered on anything that I've listened to, when I hear successful people talking, whether it's on a podcast or on a stage, the same advice: you're your own best investment. Putting money into yourself is going to pay off much better than stock market or mutual funds or whatever traditional vehicle we tend to look at for our money, because you're going to be with you the rest of your life, right? And investing you in a better you is going to pay dividends because you're improving yourself. So what are some other ways that we can, investing in you like with different courses and books and mindset stuff, all making you a better person, investing in your health, working out, right? Those are all investments you make into yourself. But let's talk about specifically leads. Leads probably wouldn't be considered an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your business, which, if you're kind of like me, is an extension of yourself. If you're really serious about this, your business is an extension of yourself. And if you invest in your leads, essentially, you're investing in yourself because you're going to grow your business. So see it as an opportunity, see it as a good thing. Don't see leads as a cost, see them as an investment, something that's going to pay off. We just got to get to work. Once we buy leads, we got to get to work and make them happen. So, how do we get the money to invest in leads, right? I'm sure you're all still asking. Well, great question. First of all, keep an open mind that the money's there. We just got to find it. Okay. And I'm going to walk you through a little exercise because somebody taught me years ago, and I don't even know who it was, a zero budget, zero net zero or zero based budget. I think Dave Ramsey talks about it, but it's really allocating every dollar that comes in, whether it's entertainment or groceries, whether it's essential stuff or non essential stuff. It's you controlling and allocating every dollar so that it's a zero at the bottom. Even putting money into a retirement account or savings, you're controlling every dollar, right? I would dare say that most of us don't do that very well. We just get money and we put it in the bank account and we start spending. Okay. Your bank account, by the way, is an environment for spending. That's what we're used to. It's a checking account. We write checks or swipe debit cards. We get money in and money goes out. So it's already in our mindset. Here's what I've got. I've got to wait to make it last till the 30th of the month. And it slowly gets less and less until the end of the month. And you're skimping, getting by next month, or paycheck to paycheck. That's what we talk about, living, paycheck to paycheck. That's what's happening is we're slowly shrinking that supply down until it's at zero. And then we get the next one and then it slowly shrinks down, et cetera. Well, we're already kind of in the mode of when I get money, it's going somewhere. And we don't really pay attention. Have you ever done a full on audit of all of your expenses and sat down, take 1 month and itemize everything, every penny that you got from your budget, from your income? If you're on a really tight budget, the more tight the budget, the more you need to do this exercise. I'd go back 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Maybe it's a date night activity. I know it sounds boring, but this is really insightful. You can sit down with your spouse, pop some popcorn, get some pizza, put a movie on in the background, but don't get distracted. Sit down to on your table, print out all of your statements, get a pen, get a piece of paper or a spreadsheet, and just start itemizing every single place where your money goes. Take a look at everything that you see in front of you, and then one by one, ask yourself, does this get me toward my dream or does it not? We live in a day of luxury, guys. Think about it. Whether you like it or not, or want to admit it or not, we are so amazingly luxuriously blessed. We turn on the tap, there's hot water. It's clean water. That alone sets us apart from probably 95% of the rest of the world population. I don't know what the number is, but even just 50 years ago, we hardly had air conditioning, right? I mean, if you look at the history of the world and all the people that have lived here, the fraction of the percent of people that have what you have were either very, very like royalty kings from the past or just an average person today. So we're surrounded by all this stuff where we feel like we have to have. I have to use Uber. Uber is not a necessity. Uber Eats is not a necessity. It's a luxury. So you look at your stuff and you go, is this a necessity or is this a luxury? Does this get me toward my dream? What is my dream? What is my goal? Well, if you're here and you're making this your thing, which I hope you are, because it's an amazing vehicle for wealth, you've got to get serious about investing and sticking to a plan. So here's how to free up some money. Find where those dollars are going. Ask yourself if you can make sacrifices. Free up the dollars by not spending them anymore and reinvesting them into your business. Okay, the dollars are going to be there, and there may not be too many dollars. You might be on a really, really tight budget, and you might be living on just necessities. But ask yourself truly, is this a luxury? Can I go without this? The shopping trips, even the cable, your TV bill, like some of those things, maybe you can take 6 months, a hiatus, and say, you know what, I'm going to leave that stuff behind for a little while. And maybe I'll get back to it in a year or two or whenever from now when my business is producing and it's profitable and I can now afford to come back and bring some of these luxuries back. You can revisit that, but sometimes for a period of time. Okay. I know a lot of entrepreneur stories I've heard where they've had to make major cutbacks in order to make this work. And this is how you do it. It's just a simple exercise. Print out all your bank statements for the last 6 months, let's say. Go through one line, every single line item, account for every penny that your boss paid you. Where did that money go? Ask yourself one by one, do I need it? Is it a luxury? Can I live without it for a period of time? Is this a sacrifice I can make so that I can build my business? You see, a lot of times we wait for money to just magically kind of free up. And we're not thinking that way logically because it sounds ridiculous when we do. But subconsciously, that's what's happening. Is we're waiting for money to free up. We're waiting for time to free up. Guess what? It won't. It doesn't. It's a current. Okay? The river doesn't stop flowing. Money's going to keep flowing through. It's going to go somewhere. If you don't spend it, someone else will. Everybody wants a piece of it. Marketers are trained professionals. Companies hire them and spend billions and billions of dollars in marketing budget just to attract your eyeballs to get you to buy something that you didn't really need. You ever been on Temu and you're like, oh, that's only $5. All right, what the heck? How about Goodwill, right? Or Amazon, even. You would just come across, you're scrolling, you're like, I didn't know I needed that, but now that I've seen it, I kind of need it, so I should buy it. And then, okay, it's a luxury, right? We live in amazingly, insanely luxurious times. And it's so easy to spend now. Everybody saves your card. You just click, right? Amazon's made it super easy to rent a video or to buy something. We have to actively combat against that. So what I'm saying is you've got a certain amount of income, and maybe that's limited right now. Maybe it's capped at a certain dollar amount. Okay, this is what we have to work with. How can we better utilize those funds, those dollars coming in, so that I can free up some money to build my business? Why? So that one day I don't have to worry about money ever again. But if I don't, if I keep doing what I've been doing, the money gets spent, it goes to places 20 years from now, I don't even know anything about that. It means nothing, right? We spend a lot of money on stuff that will not matter to us. Week, 10 days, 10 years from now, it's really not going to matter. There's very few things that really matter that we spend our money on. So, not opposed to it, but make sure it doesn't compromise your ability to invest in your business. Investing in your business is super important. And I have seen people make this business work on a minuscule budget because they were willing to sacrifice, because they were willing to go without some things. And that may be what the universe is asking you to do here when you're getting started and you don't have enough money. It's not obvious. How do I free up $100 a week? I can barely get by to the end of the month. Well, maybe take a deeper dive and just look at things. And then start asking yourself good questions. Instead of saying, I don't think I can make it work, ask yourself, how can I find some money? Here's what I have. What can I live without? What can I sacrifice? What can I do without that would free up a little bit? $20, $50, here or there, right? Little pockets add up. If you do this exercise and you're really thorough and you're really deep, I would be shocked if you can't find at least a little bit in your budget where you can start investing in leads. Once you get one or two sales, it starts making all the difference because now you get some commissions you can reinvest in your business, which is my last bit of advice. When you start making money on your business, make sure your highest priority is to invest back. I've seen the mistake too often when you're a new agent. You get a nice little commission, you get all excited, and it goes to mortgage, it goes to debt, it goes to bills, or it goes to the restaurant or movie theater or wherever you go. And then you go back to your business on Monday. All right, let's go. And you don't have any money for leads. You just shot yourself in the foot. Invest back in most of your commission when you're getting started. You're going to want to put right back into leads. Why? You got to feed that fire. Okay. We don't want to undercut ourselves. So get a little bit, find a little bit in your budget, go through this exercise. If you're really struggling financially, Ask yourselves these really tough questions. Be 100% honest. Make some sacrifices. Be willing to go without some things for a period of time. Get this going. Then reinvest back into it from the money you earn from it. Get it self-sufficient. Grow it from those increase in leads. And then guess what happens at some point down the road? You've got yourself into a position now. You're very profitable. You can bring back some of those luxuries that you live without, and and then there you go. And you can continue to grow your business once you get momentum and some profitability on your side. So some of the best advice I can give a brand new agent that's struggling financially, right there. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. If you're feeling if you're feeling it, the time won last week, the money won this week. These are the two major challenges, major hurdles for new agents. Hopefully, these are some good tips, help you through that. And let's get to work. We got some big dreams we're chasing. We're so glad you're here. There are sacrifices need to be made in any endeavor, not just life insurance. So let's be willing to make them because life gives you what you're willing to put out. And if you're willing to go all in, this business can completely change your life. I've seen it over and over. I've experienced it myself. Again, thank you for listening. I'm glad you're here, and we will see you next time. Take care.